Rather than lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. We're going to be diving into the latest around Arsenal. We are launching a 20 million euro bid for Yuri Tielemans this January in one of the last attempts Arsenal will make to sign him as a player under contract. Otherwise, we'll try to get him on a free in the summer. We are talking about Isco. We are also talking about Sofyan Amrabat, one of the real talents we have seen going bold at the World Cup in Qatar 2022 with Morocco. So all that in this episode. Hit the like button. Let's get this video to 400 likes and subscribe to the podcast as well. Now, we are still on our way to donating to the Home of Cancer, and 3 people now have actually joined me in the cause. Olet has donated 5,000. Robert has donated 5,000 as well. And then Dixon has donated 10,000. So you can continue donating with the numbers and the bank account on your screen. Thank you so much for joining the cause. I'm really happy that you guys are joining me, and you can do that. And we're gonna do this until either Christmas or until the end of the year. It will depend on what we have. Let's get into the content. Let's start off with the story coming out that we are going to launch. We are going to be launching a 20 million euro bid for Yuri Tielemans in January. Now, this is a story that has been around for some time. But it came from very unreliable sources at first, and they said I will not be picking it up. But the Times are actually now saying that Arsenal will be launching a 20 million euro bid for Yuri Tielemans in January, and if that fails, then we'll try to sign him as a free agent in the summer. Now, I think this is about Leicester. This is not about Tielemans. This is not about Arsenal. This deal is all about Leicester City, and we've talked about it before. If they want to sell, they can sell for as low as 5 million euros in January. If they do not want to sell, then you can offer 100 million euros, you can offer 70 million euros, and they will not get that money. But I think the question Leicester will be asking right now is, what is the better deal? Where do we get the best advantage? Where do we get the best out of this deal? Is it by selling in January and risking not staying in the Premier League, or keep Yuri Tielemans, risk to lose him on a free in the summer, but then stay in the Premier League? Now, they had a very bad window in the summer, and I really can't explain why. I really don't understand why they really didn't buy players, but they had a very bad window, and that means the players like they have James Maddison, Yuri Tielemans, Jamie Vardy, the players they have acquired in the previous windows are the only players they have. The core of that team is the only it's the only structure they have. They don't have any other extra names on the ship. So in my opinion, Leicester will either have to replace Tielemans in January, something that's going to be very difficult to do. It's hard to get a player like Yuri Tielemans, a player of that caliber, a player of that talent, a player of that experience, the leadership and everything. It's going to be very hard. But 20 million euros is very hard to turn down as well. And I know this is a very, if it's true, Arsenal have really done basic research here, right? In January, how many players that are going to be out of contract have actually been sold for 20 million euros and above? Dennis Zakaria, one of the top talents that we've been talking about for Switzerland, for Borussia Mönchengladbach, this year in January, worked for around 4 million euros to Juventus. And that shows you that the fact that if a player's contract is running down and you want to sell them, definitely you're going to sell them at a very cheap price. It's gonna be it's gonna be a bargain. I think we are really offering more than what we should be offering in the summer. In my opinion, Arsenal should have offered 20 million euros or 25. It would do the deal. But in January, probably to try to convince them, that could be the logic behind the high price. Try to convince them, try to give them something they actually cannot turn down. I've seen Mikel Arteta in press conferences. I've seen him on the touchline. His face is written all over. I want to win this title regardless of what it costs. So for me, 20 million euros, that is really small money for a player like Yuri Tielemans. We should have got him in the summer, but leaving him there until January, probably it was also a very good move. But because now Leicester know they don't have any other option but to let him go. He cannot extend his contract now. He's told them, I'm not going to be staying. I'm not extending a new deal. I'm not signing a new deal. It's either I go or you keep me around and then I'll leave in the summer. So I'm going to wait to see what Leicester exactly want. They will come out. Definitely. They will come out and pronounce their price. They will let us know of their price. I don't think it's going to be 33. I don't think it's going to be something above 30. But I really smell a 30 million euro price tag slapped on Yuri Tielemans in January. It's going to be around 30. For me, it's going to be negotiable. I don't think they will turn down 20, 23. I don't think they really turn down that. So if Arsenal are willing to pay 20 million euros, it shows the seriousness. It shows how committed we are to the cause and how willing we are to staying on top of the table because Mikel says that is where we want to be. We want to be on top of the table. We want to be winning this Premier League. So let me know, 20 million euros for Yuri Tielemans. Is that a little bit too high for a player who has 6 months left on his contract? Or Leicester will be going, okay, Arsenal want to win the title. They need Yuri Tielemans. They need squad depth and all that. So we're going to be milking everything out of this situation because they can also do that. It's to their advantage. It's actually to the advantage of every team trying to sell to Arsenal right now. They will be going, okay, you are desperate. You are in much need. And we are not in much need to sell. So probably give us the money. You will give us the money that we are asking for. And that's why I wanted most of these signings to be done in the summer. Like Danilo in the summer, Tielemans in the summer, Mudryk in the summer. Because right now, everyone looks at us as a desperate club that are trying to beat Manchester City, that are trying to do what we've not done in the last 2 decades. But I got no problems with that, guys. I got no problems with trying something new. I got no problems with risking it for a player like Yuri Tielemans. I know his real value for money. I mean, most of us know that. He's really real value for money. Now, in terms of a backup, if he doesn't sign, then that is where we're going to be thinking about Isco. Now, this is a story that actually makes me sick, but I want to do it. Like, I wanted to talk about Isco and the links, right? Because we've been linked with him actually for some time. I think ever since he went to Real Madrid after 2 seasons, every summer, every January transfer window, we are linked with Isco. So this is a story. According to Gunners.com, we are also interested in Isco following reports that Sevilla wish to sell the 30-year-old after making only 12 appearances for them this campaign. There are rumors of a falling out between him and the director of football, and Arsenal having made a bid for him in the summer. We might make another attempt. What are your thoughts there? So let me know your thoughts in the comment box below about Isco. He's 30, no longer represents Spain. Has he ever represented Spain? I followed Spain for some time now. Has he represented Spain? Probably in 1 or 2 matches. Look, for a player who's 30, I know Arsenal will be desperate, but Mikel has said we are not going to be scratching our transfer plans. If it means we don't sign anyone in January, we will not sign anyone other than signing players that are actually not prepared to meet the demands of this project that we are actually running at the moment. So for me, Isco is a straight no. Okay, it's a straight no. It's versatile, it's good. Can play as a central midfielder as well, can play as an attacking midfielder as well. But at 30, for how long does he come in at Arsenal and how long does he serve? Like, he comes in 2023 at 30, and then at 20 what? At 26? That is the next World Cup, is it? He's gone. No, I still feel Arsenal are better than that. We are massively better than that. So Isco is a straight no. The age factor. Also investing in a 30-year-old right now with all the talent on the market in those midfield areas. It's a no-brainer. Like, why would I buy Isco if there is Ruben Neves at Wolverhampton Wanderers? His contract is also very close to, coming down, running down. You could even get him on a free if you're patient and your negotiation is very good. I would go for Ike Gundogan because I know Ike Gundogan has actually done it under Pep and has also done it at a very high level for Dortmund and for Manchester City and also in the Premier League and for Germany. So instead of signing Isco, I would be patient, wait for Ike Gundogan and sign Ike Gundogan on a free. There's so many exciting talents, old, young, midway their careers. I would go for Manuel Locatelli, although I feel he's actually dropped off a cliff for some time. But I'll go for Manuel Locatelli. He's also another exciting player that I can actually sign. Seko Fofana is another. I can't go for Isco, to be honest. There's so many players, right? There's so many players that Arsenal can sign apart from Isco. And if we do that Isco deal, it will be a bad one. To be honest, it will be a very, very bad deal. So I don't see Arsenal do that, and I don't want us to do it. So let's talk about one of the very interesting talents at the World Cup in this edition, 2022 in Qatar, Sofyan Amrabat. One of you asked me in the comment section, because what do you think about Sofyan Amrabat? Is he that exciting to you? Is he that good? And should Arsenal sign him? TalkSport, of course, have already told us that we should sign a couple of players from the Moroccan side, including Sofiane Boufal, including Sofyan Amrabat, and a few other players. Now, don't get me wrong, Morocco has done very well, and they have achieved what no one thought they would achieve, finishing fourth in the World Cup. Right now in FIFA rankings, they must be in position number 4 in the whole world. An African country in position number 4 in football rankings in the whole world. Absolutely massive, all right? But to be honest, I don't want us to get carried away. And I know Mikel is a clever guy. Edu is a clever guy. We shouldn't get carried away. It's good to sign players that have really done well. Like, I'm going to do a compilation after the World Cup today. I will do a compilation of my top talents Arsenal should actually look at. The likes of Enzo Fernandez, the likes of Jude Bellingham. If Saka wasn't our player, I would definitely include him. The likes of Cody Gakpo. But most of these players have actually done well with their parent clubs. They've done well at club level football. Sofyan Amrabat, not a bad player. Actually, his valuation is around 10 million euros. That is according to transfer market value. 10 million euros. Only 26 years of age. Plays predominantly as a defensive midfielder. He ticks so many boxes in terms of what we want. We need a defensive midfielder. In terms of the age bracket, 26 is not bad. We usually sign 23 or 20 to 23. But 26 is not bad for a player who can replace Thomas Partey directly, I think. And he's also playing at a high level in the Italian Serie A with Fiorentina. But I don't want us to sign him because of the World Cup performances. We've seen players like Renato Sanchez blow up in the Euros. Portugal win the Euros, and the guy struggles the rest of his life, right? That is what I'm scared of, right? The likes of James Rodriguez blows up at the World Cup 2014? 2014 blows up, signs for Real Madrid, and that's the end. That is the end. He never shines again. So I think Arsenal should be wary of signing players of tournament football. It is very, very misleading. It's not the epitome of football like many people want us to believe. Like, the World Cup for me is not the epitome of football. The World Cup is not the most exciting trophy. It's not the most exciting games. It's not the highest quality competition in football, right? Yes, it is well publicized. There's so many different fans, and the quality of the fans and the quality of football teams is very good, but it's not the best. And I don't know why people really just want to overrate it. But Amrabat as a player, I'll give him some time, watch him at Fiorentina, and see what exactly is this guy about. All right, does he meet the boxes? Does he tick the boxes in what we are looking for? Is he that kind of guy like Thomas Partey, patient, resilient, strong, runs a lot, doesn't get tired, can score a crack at times? There's so many things you have to be to fit in where Thomas Partey plays. There's so many things, and at times you're never gonna meet the requirements, all right? But still, I'm not saying the guy is bad. I'm not saying he's not up to standards. I'm only saying Arsenal should be skeptical and we should actually take our time, scout these guys, look at them, see them in less controlled environments, because the FIFA World Cup is a controlled environment. You're literally playing game by game, right? But in the league, it's a marathon. You play today poorly, the next day you have a cracker, the next 2 days you have crackers, the next 3 days you're injured, then the next 4 days you have poor performances. And that is what I want to see. I want to see players in natural environments. For me, the World Cup isn't a natural environment. The Euros, those are not in natural environments. The African Cup of Nations, those are not natural environments. But I would love a defensive midfielder. If you ask me, would you sign him because we need a defensive midfielder? Definitely. But would I sign him because he's done well at the World Cup? Probably not. Okay? Probably not. I would want to see him more at Fiorentina. Thank you so much. Make sure you continue donating to our cause. We are giving away either Christmas or New Year's package, depending on what we will have, to kids with cancer. All right? 3 donations are in, plus mine. Those are 4. So make sure you continue donating. Numbers on the screen. Thank you so much. I think I will talk to you later. We'll be talking more about the Arsenal takeover if I get if I get that time to squeeze the story in. See you soon.